Has everyone had a good day? Yes, time to lower the tone significantly. My name is Emer Maguire. As Herb said, I'm a musical comedian and a science communicator, both things that my parents say are not real jobs. And I'm also actually doing a research master's at the minute into laughter and humour. So I'm really interested in those things, interested in why we laugh and what makes us funny. So I thought today I could have a bit of a chat about why we find things funny, how we find things funny, basically just a bit of crack for the end of the day. And also could sing you a couple of my comedy songs to demonstrate some of my points. So one of the main things that people ask me with regards to my studying or being a comedian is laughter the best medicine? I'm sure you've all heard that phrase. And, you know, for those of you with an incredibly keen ear, I don't know if you've heard it now because I'm incredibly overdosed on Beecham's, but I have a horrible cold at the minute. It's not COVID, don't worry. So laughter as medicine isn't working very well for me, but it turns out there is some truth to that phrase, you know. Studies have shown that laughter creates more antibody-producing cells. It leads to a stronger immune system in normal humans. It leads to, you know, lower levels of stress. It makes you feel more relaxed, and laughing even releases endorphins that can reduce physical pain. I read another study that showed that laughter can enhance cognitive functioning. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like, it can make you smarter. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty cool. And it can also increase your friendliness or your perceived friendliness to others. I thought that was mad, you know, healthy, friendly, happy, and a brighter brain. So that sounds pretty good to me. So I like to tell people those facts, and they think, comedy? Yeah, it makes you laugh, but it doesn't make you feel any way else particular. So I thought that I would start with one of my songs to see if anyone feels kind of positive as a result. So I like to tell people a little bit about myself when I'm doing my songs. So one of the main things, one of the greatest travesties in my life is the fact that I'm a middle child. Are there any other middle children in here? Put up your hand. You're a middle child? Yes. I can kind of identify you with the look of pain and devastation behind the eyes. What's your name? Eleanor. It's a very middle child name. You know, it's not very creative, not very inventive. They kept the best names for the rest of them, I understand. And did you know that there's also like a middle child day? Does anyone know that? No, nobody cares. It's August 12th. Absolutely nobody cares. And I wanted to see, were there any positives associated with being a middle child? And there was a study that said, if you're a middle child, you're more likely to be socially strong. You know? Is that true, Eleanor? You're like, that's all I've got. It's the only thing I've got. So you're more likely to be socially strong. Another study said that you're also more likely to have a flourishing career. And I thought, it's not really the F word that my dad used when I said I was going to leave my career as a speech and language therapist to do this. But I always found it really interesting. So I decided to write a song about my life, about being a middle child, to kind of rise up against the injustices of getting these hand-me-downs. This is my dad's outfit. This is his jacket. Of always being this pale, you know, from standing in my sibling's shadow, of always having to sit in the uncomfortable middle seat in the back of the car. Did anyone else have to sit in the middle seat? Eleanor. Eleanor was on the roof. Eleanor's like, well, I wasn't the smallest, I tell you that, but we were allocated. And when I was a kid, I genuinely thought that middle child was not related to where you fell in the family. I thought it was allocated to your seat in the car. So I thought, I'm a middle child because I always have to sit in the middle. And there were actually 4 of us, and we didn't all fit. We weren't small like Eleanor. We were big country children, so we didn't all fit in the back seat. So my parents genuinely started to rotate us in and out of the boot. I don't know if that's just an Irish thing, if that happened here, but my dad is actually a funeral director. So the boot, so the boot is quite an uncomfortable place to be. I mean, people think that's a joke. It's not. It's just childhood. So I've written this song, and it's called Middle Child Syndrome. Can you all hear this? I wrote this mainly to, you know, empathize with other middle children, but mostly for parental attention. So I hope you enjoy this. This is Middle Child. middle child, if every time your mother smiled around you, you both knew she was thinking about the other two. You know that you're the middle child, if when your family all paid hide and seek, it was a week before they noticed you were gone at all. You know that you're the middle child, if every time your dad called your name without shame, you'd say Catherine, Mary, Connor, Sean, Sarah, Susan, Kira, John, Mary, Joseph, Toto, Ben. What's your name again? Middle children full of crippling self-doubt and jealous rage. Middle children unfairly disliked because of birth order and age, and we'll never understand why we're vilified. So we have our own kids and we hate our own middle child. My favourite thing about this is that Eleanor was filming there to send it to her parents to be like, why do you hate me so much? You know that you're the middle child, if any time you ever cried, your mom took you aside and said, I'll give you something to cry about. Even though you'd broken both your legs, your parents didn't really care, but they brought your sister to A&E when she got chewing gum in her hair. You know that you're the middle child, if you showed your parents this song and they both laughed along and told you that it wasn't wrong. Middle children full of crippling self-doubt and jealous rage. Middle children unfairly disliked because of birth order and age, and we'll never understand why we're vilified. So we have our own kids and we hate our own middle child. Thank you, folks. Does everyone feel healthier as a result of that? Yeah, everyone feels smarter? Yeah? Brilliant. Friendlier? So basically, the baby's like, make it stop. Don't have another sibling. So basically, laughter is amazing for your health. So people always say to me, what is the key to making people laugh? I say, well, first off, you be Irish. But then I say, second off, you think about context. It's all about context. So you all understood that song because you're familiar with the context of family order, of being the middle child, of what comes along with that. If you weren't, you'd be thinking, you know, what is she talking about? You certainly wouldn't laugh. You'd be thinking it was just a sad tale about having terrible parents, which it is. But you got the context, and so you laughed. My mum came to a show where I played that song, and she said, stop telling people those things. And I was like, wait, but they're true. So I always say to people, context is true. Context is key. It's, you know, if you tell true stories and people are able to identify with those, it's very, very important. So people, if they understand the concept and the context of a joke, they're more likely to laugh, even if they don't find you funny, and they don't find the joke funny. So we're proud creatures. We're social creatures. We want others to know, I got that joke because I'm smart. You know, and we signal this by laughing, even if we don't find it particularly funny. So in contrast, if you tell a really niche joke that isolates some members of the audience, you won't get that laugh you're expecting. So I want to put this into practice with this next song. Also my final song, because Herb gave me a very short time. So I want to share something with you all today. It's actually my birthday. And that, I know, all round of applause. Well done, Mother. That's not a joke. Sometimes if you're a comedian, people think you make things up on stage, but I don't. That's just, it is my birthday today. I'm 31 today. I know, you're right, kid. Unbelievable. Doesn't seem like it. And I'm delighted to be here, spend it with all of you. So in terms of context, has anyone else here ever had like a birthday? You know, is anyone familiar with the context of a birthday? So this day last year, it was my 30th birthday, which is a big thing. And from looking around the audience, apart from the first row, I can tell that a lot of people here have had their 30th birthday, maybe some quite a long time ago, but it means that we're all familiar with the context of a 30th birthday context. So I've written a song about what it's like to be 30, And I'm hoping everyone here, because we've got the shared context of birthdays, of celebrating, of what it's like to be getting older, I'm hoping everyone will get it. And I wanted to close today, so this is my birthday, singing a song about age and moving on and getting older. So, firstly, I want to give you a tiny bit of context for the song, because there is a little bit of an unusual line in it. And if the context isn't explained, it makes me sound weird. So, I always thought 30 was really old, okay? My only real reference point for 30 was the song She's So Lovely by Scouting for Girls. Do you remember that song? Yeah? Big hit in Northern Ireland, we loved it. Very, very creative. It was like, she's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely, she's so lovely, right? But there was a line in it that said, she's flirty, turned 30, ain't that the age a girl gets really dirty, right? So at 16, when I heard that song, that was exactly what I thought happened. You know, I thought it was like, you know, like a biological phenomenon. I thought, you know, you get your period, and then you get to 30, and you get really dirty, and then the menopause. You know, I just thought that was how it happened. And I subsequently developed a thing for older women as a result. And now that I'm 30, like I remember being 16, I went to see Scouting for Girls in my hometown, and I developed this kind of urge to ask people what age they were. So I kept going up to these women, being like, "What age are you?" They'd be like 28, and I'm like, "No, sorry." "What age are you?" Because I felt like I had this intimate knowledge of what it meant to be 30. But now that I'm 31, today actually, I realized that they lied to us purely for a well-timed, well-rhymed lyric. And I'm raging, do you know? I was like sitting on when I was 29, waiting for the clock to strike midnight, and I was like, any second now it's going to happen. Didn't. Who here is 30 or over? Everybody? Ian? You're not. Few people? Okay, great. So a lot of you will know how disappointing it is. So I want to dispel those stereotypes by saying how it really is at 30. And I've now been 30 for an entire year, so I'm very experienced. This is Now That I'm 30. I hope everyone had a really, really good day, and thank you so much for not leaving before my turn. This is Now That I'm 30. I'm 30, my knees are hurting. Scouting for girls told me by this age I would be dirty. But I'm just tired and I'm bloated, and the only way that I am devoted is to my dog. I feel like he sees me in a way that the world won't. You know what I mean? Now that I'm 30, I am a 30. Espresso martinis, even though they taste like shit. All I want is buckfast and a dirty cheesy chip. Meditation and downward facing dog. What happened to aftershock and wicked and fat frog? I used to get excited when a hot stranger caught my eye, and I only get excited when I use my active fry. I'm 30, my knees are hurting. Scouting for girls told me by this age I would be dirty. But I'm just tired, I'm so bloated, and the only way that I am devoted is to my dog. And I just feel like he sees me in a way that the world won't. Now that I'm 30, how am I 31? My mom bought me a toaster for Christmas last year. I'm not even trying to roast her, they're really frickin' dear. I was so grateful. She got me the matching kettle from good old Dunelm. What have I become? I used to get excited in the park just drinking cans. Now I only get excited when somebody cancels plans. I'm 30. Everybody loves it when somebody cancels plans, don't they? I got a text from her this morning. I was like, well, better go home, the conference is cancelled. Do you know what I mean? Did you know that I used to be fun, but now I bought 7 plants last month? Did you know I used to just grunt whatever? Now I talk to strangers about the weather. Did you know I was stacks of crack? Oh please, now the only cracks within me are coming from my knees. And did you know I used to drink all night? Now I book a seat beside the toilet when I get a flight. I don't know what I think is gonna happen, but something bad. 'Cause I am 30, my knees are hurting. Scouting for girls told me by this age I would be dirty. But we're just tired and we're bloated. And the only way that I am devoted is to my dog. I feel like he sees me in a way that the word won't. Now that I'm 30, hi, I'm a 30. Herb, that means you're much older than me. Hi, I'm a 30. Thank you so much, folks. Thank you.
That was fabulous.
Thank
as
you.
Ever. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much for coming. So just, we're running out of time, but I wanted to just mention that you've obviously got a new show that I believe the Belfast show is already sold out. But you've got one, is it next weekend in your hometown, is it?
Yeah,
That's
in my
right.
hometown.
What is the name of the show?
Up to High Dough, which I don't know if it do you have that phrase here?
No.
Up to High Dough. So in Northern Ireland, up to High Dough just means that you're totally, like your head's fried, you're up, like you would say, oh my God, I'm just up to high dough with them kids, I'm just up to high dough. You know, you're stressed out. So I've had a somewhat of a stressful year, so I've written an entire show off the back of it.
Right.
And I've decided to be doubly stressful by doing the first one in my hometown where my parents are, who don't particularly like comedy. So, so I've got kind of lots of shows coming up and stuff. So it's great. But I'm very happy to be here today on my birthday.
So yes, well, on that note, we have a little gift for you here. So, since you sang for us, we'll maybe sing for you. Will you folks join me in Happy Birthday? You ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So emotional.
Happy birthday, dear me.
It's Emer.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I will say. Oh, thank you. It's the best birthday. Thank you so much. I'll unplug this now. But no, thank you so much for having me here on my birthday, and thanks Herb and Emma and everyone else. I was saying my ma will be absolutely raging that I'm not at home and I'm here, but sure, this was better. You know, got a cake. So thank you so much. Thank you.
It's all on tape now, you know.
Thank you very
so
much. Thank you.
All right.